Get with the fix. Hi, Rain. Why does India have like a whole different vibe going on? For some reason, my samplers are not working tonight, but we'll be alright. We gonna get through this. We gonna get through this, right? Get with the fix, Michelleg. I am in the building. Ready? She would like to be free. She would like to be free. She would like to be free. Hi, brother. She would like to be free. Come here, the little yana. Many. Somebody else. Come here, you know see the girl here. Like when I say you too good feel better you somebody else. Come here. What she want? She want a real and money. She want a real and money. Come here. Come here. The reason I'm starting with this video tonight is Sasha is my guest tonight. Come here. Come here. Me just want to get in my element. Feel it scare me, be the person. Say, yeah, come show me the evidence. Cause if I'm in a fashion, always trending. Passion, upstanding. Take the drop away. She have to come back tomorrow. She don't like tomorrow. Yo, I don't know if anybody has been paying attention, but Dexter Dax on stage, yo, there was this lady the other day. Let me just say something, ladies. If you have a man, do not go on stage and dance with Dexter. Behave yourself. Good evening again. Get with the fix, Michelleg. I'm here. GetWithTheFix.net, GetWithTheFix.com, Metric Radio, Blaze Radio, Majestic Music, Coffee Radio, and Mighty Mix.
Wine for it, stand up yourself like a pioneer. Baby, you do the things that take me out of this world. Wine for it, climb for it, go for your heart. Party hard. We run foreign and we run yard. Love them, the legacy like a hunger dog. Turn up the flame and the place get dark. Hey. Them gyal a get after party tonight. And you see what fuck me head, gyal put my water vampire. They got me get all the things that me like. Turn everything in a kite. Get the key and make she a reveal her in a sensual.
Of course, when you play this rhythm, people, it is important. It is important that you play this song right, just so. You gotta play this song right, just so. You know why we play this song right, Joe? Because guess what? The director for this song right here is on Get With The Fix tonight. Good. What up, Sasha?
You know what? I love things to talk about. Make me tell you about my new man. See, from Waterhouse. No baby girl, that's a woman. New man in our life. See me ring finger, yeah. But I like, but shawty out. Right from side chick. Him tell me go put him off. Chantori, I want you. What kind of girl? Them find out.
Like I said, we are about to call the director for this song right here. The one and the only Sasha Blingblang.
You know what? I love things to talk about. I'ma tell you about my new man. Sick from Waterhouse. No baby girl. No man in my life. See me ring finger, yeah. But I like, but shawty upgrade from side chick. Him tell me go put him off your wife. I like it. Chantori, I want you. What kind of girl? M5. Just a friend that I inside. You're too light. We're in my bone 6'5". Big bull tattoo party right on this. But that sound like my man. Ain't that where your man come from? New Kingston. Which Kingston? We messing with the same damn boy. I swear I didn't know that he was seeing you. We messing with the same damn boy.
No. Hello? Good evening. Hold on.
We messing with the same boy. We messing with the same boy. Ooh, yeah.
Hi, Sasha.
Hi, Michelle.
Oh my
I
gosh.
say Dr. Michelle.
Listen. It is such a pleasure. Oh my gosh.
No, thank you for having me. Thank you.
I swear to you, no
And
lie.
I don't even like doing these things.
I
but,
know. I know. That's why I
Thank you
say
so
it's
much.
such a pleasure, because I know even though you are the woman in front and behind all over the camera, you're shy, and I'm trying to figure that out. Why is that?
It's not even this. Well, I used to do TV back in the days,
Okay.
but I promised myself when I come off of TV, that was it. Like, I don't need to be like doing too much. I need to just be behind the cameras and making the work talk for itself.
Listen, when you say you don't need to be doing too much, you are doing a whole lot. You hear me? A whole
Thank
lot.
you.
You are so amazing, and it's so great to have a black woman out here in this business running it the way that you are. Like, how do you even, because, wait, let me, first of all, before I even go any further, how are you and baby girl doing? Because I know you guys had a little thing, and I'm so thankful that you're able to do this interview tonight, because it was a, maybe not, but I'm so glad that you're okay. So how are you guys doing?
We're perfectly fine now. Like, she's perfectly fine. Me, I'm still in recovery mode, but
Okay.
you know, like we both had COVID. I caught COVID from her, from the playground. Because to be honest, like I know it's not a COVID interview, but to be honest, I kind of got reckless and kind of just like, oh, I'm vaccinated. They've got the mask mandates and everything. So we were just out here living
your best life.
like it was nothing. So I kind of forgot about it. But when it happened to me, I spent 6 days in bed.
Wow.
There were some days when I felt like that was it.
Wow.
But I'm just grateful to be here. You know, just that's why I just kind of just get up and just be like, listen, man, I'm like, COVID take me out, man. I'm so no.
Wow.
But I'm okay. I'm recovering. I'm okay. Nabi's perfectly fine. She got better in 2 days. You know, but we finally tested negative, so everything is good now. We're fine. I'm on recovery, but for the most part, I'm good.
I am so glad that you guys are okay. Because I didn't even realize that you were so sick.
That's a mistake.
Listen, it's crazy how we're always planning, right? Because we've had this interview planned for a couple of weeks. And then you plan things and then God just started laughing at you, right? So it's like, and I'm like, oh my gosh, is she going to be able to do it? But I'm so thankful that both of you guys are doing great and that you're okay. God is really good.
Right. Yeah, that is really good. And I'm like, at first, to be honest, when I got the vaccine, I only got it so I could travel.
Okay.
And I was one of them people be like, yeah, whatever with this vaccine thing. But I'm so happy I took it, and it really helped with the blow for me. Because if I never had something in my body to help me through it, like, I'm really strong, so I tend to just like play off sickness and not have everything and just kind of just make it feel like it's nothing, you know, the strong black woman thing.
Yeah.
But it just like it was an intense 6 days, and I'm like I said, I'm just really glad I'm here still. I'm really glad someone said the vaccine or something could have just helped me through it, or else I don't know who would have this if we would have this conversation.
We don't need that part of it. We don't need baby girl needs you like
you know what I mean?
That part of it we don't need. So I'm so glad that you guys are so okay. Let's get into your name, right? Because, oh my gosh, Romaine Virgo is on my live right now. Wow.
Oh, Romaine is like one of my best friends in this life. Love you, Romaine. He's like one of my best friends in life.
I saw him a few weekends ago. I was hosting the VP Records Sound Day outside, and he was there. So
Right. Hi, Romaine. Nah, that's just like he's like one of my best friends in this life. Like, we know each other from we were about like 18, like the wedding just was the rising star. I just started TV at the same time, and you know, we're born a day apart. So we just clicked from the jump, and he's just like right through. That's my friend. Because myself, for me, I love you.
He says, "Love you, Sasha. Love you."
Yeah.
Okay, so the name Blingblang, right? Because that's what I'm like. How do you go from Sasha to Blingblang? Like, how did that happen?
All right, so wow, the story. You have time?
Yeah, we got time.
So because for those who know, I was on TV back in the days when I was 18 to probably about 23, 24.
Okay.
I did Philly Trice as the school girl.
Okay.
So my name then was Sasha Bling. You know, it came from growing up in Clarendon. I was the barrier child, so you know, I was a Sasha, and then they had the other Sashas in the community. So one of my friends kind of differentiated with the bling. Like, oh, you're the barrel girl, you always look nice. So you're Sasha Bling, you're the belong country, your name's Sasha Bling. And it kind of just, when I started TV, it just took on. I just took on that personality, the Sasha Bling personality.
Okay.
And when I was at Philly Trice, Clyde McKenzie and O'Neill Miller, they owned Philly Trice. So when I was there, Clyde always jokingly called me Blingblang. I don't know, it just always, my obsession, I have an obsession with the concept of yin yang, like everything has two sides to it.
Yes.
So he just took it on and he's like, oh, you like yin yang? Alright, Blingblang. So when I was leaving TV, I really didn't want people to at first realize it was me from TV that was talking about artist lifestyle. Like, you know, I was doing the entertainment part of the show, talk about the artist and all of that. So I really wanted to differentiate from the Sasha from the director, the TV girl from the director.
Okay.
So when I decided to take on directing completely, like I just said, you know what, let me just use Blingblang. I really liked it. It really goes with my personality. Like some days I look nice and glamorous, but the reality is I'm a tomboy in life. So
I can't.
Outside of the clown, I'm the tomboy. So Blingblang, it worked.
I love it. I love it. I love it. When I actually, the pictures that you sent me, right? And by the way, I love it. Because, you know, a lot of times, like, I interview a lot of people, and when I ask them for pictures, they send me stuff with bottle in their hand, all kinds of crazy things. And I'm like, why am I giving my graphic designer all this extra work? So when I sent your pictures to him, he's like, oh, Bling, I got this. I got this.
Yeah. And I read up the outcome. Like I said, we give up.
So shout out to Magaman International. Like, he do really amazing work. He do all of my flyers and everything for me for this show.
Right.
So he's like, I got this. I know her. I like her. I got this. I said, okay.
All right, graphic designer. What's his name?
Magaman International.
All right, pick up yourself, Magaman International.
Yes, he do a lot of work.
I appreciate you.
For a lot of.
And as you know, I don't do enough. I don't do these things. I don't have flyers. I don't do these things on a regular. So I'm just like, okay.
I know, but you know the craziest thing is, like, I'm gonna hook you guys up because he can do some nice behind the scenes stuff for you. So you guys should work.
I'm always looking for talent. So definitely just middling off here.
Definitely, I definitely will. Now tell us, like, how did you even decide to switch? Because, you know, with West Indian parents, you're supposed to be a doctor, a lawyer, a nurse.
Tell me about it.
How did you get to this side of the world, like video directing? How did you get over here?
You want to know the truth? My mom, she's very strict, and the reality is I'm the black sheep of the family.
Oh.
I'm the creative one. I'm the only creative one. Everybody does 9 to 5, and everybody at business people. And she always, I remember growing up, she told me, because it's not something I talk about because, yeah, of course, I don't really sing enough, but I'm the black skin sister then. All my sisters are brown girls and whatever. Wow. I remember she was telling me when I was growing up, oh, you have to grow up and be the manager for NCB. You have to go to school and be the manager for NCB. Or you have to be a lawyer. That was her dream for me. Wow. But I always did know from long time, so I had to know work for nobody. It was just always my thing as a child. Like, I don't want to work for nobody. Why would I work for a bank? Why would I be the bank manager when I can own a business?
Yeah,
but like, I don't know. I just always
be my own boss, right?
Right. Not even at that time. I wasn't even thinking about it like a boss thing. But I'm always so bossy. Like, I always knew that I can. It's not that I can't, but I'm not a fan of people bossing me around. So I always knew that. I don't think I'm gonna work in the 90s fast space, and I was always creative. I was always watching the cartoons, the videos, everything, and just like recreating them, breaking it down in my head. Like, I used to love Jet Li, so I used to like wonder how not Jet Li, what's his name? Jackie Chan. I could wonder, like, break it down in my head from as far back as I can remember.
Wow.
But the reality is, when I started school, I don't know, I got obsessed with politics, and still to this day I'm obsessed with politics.
Yeah.
So my real focus was right through high school. Was just like, I'm going to be the country's first finance minister, female finance minister, and I'm going to be the first female prime minister one day. And then Portia Simpson became the first female prime minister, and it kind of just like, oh, I have to find another dream. But so I always had that in me. And then I was in sixth form, final year of high school. We're on the corridor talking, and this lady, it's careers day, and this lady comes up, we were talking and laughing and just doing the most on the corridor. And this lady, she comes up to me, she says, you have the most beautiful voice I've ever heard.
Wow.
And I was like, what are you talking about? You know, the country girl, nobody not telling me that. I always someone kind of weird in the country. And she was there telling me about media, and if I ever thought about a job in media, and I was like, media? No, I'm trying to be a politician. And she was like, you know what, just try it. So they had a mock setup of a news report, and at the time it was Doreen Samuels. She was the iconic anchor at that time. Okay. And I remember this. She said that, she's like, you ever seen Doreen Samuels? And I was like, yeah. She's like, all right, you just have to read it from that monitor over there. She had a prompter set up and everything, and she was just telling me what to do. And before I knew it, I was in front of the whole school doing a mock news reading. And I remember everybody was just like, whoa, it was just like a big thing. And she was like, you see, I told you you're really good at it. And she was trying to convince me. And I was like, no. And she's like, you know what? This is how much I believe in you. I'll give you a summer class at MTI. And CPTC, I think, had just started out. I'm not sure. I think it was before. They had started before that. But CPTC started the media program, the media schooling program of their production company. So she gave me the summer school. My first day at school, I was on a movie set, Kingston Paradise. Oh, wow. Worked it for 6 months. And I just fell in love with it. I just felt like this was home. Whenever I want to go, you ain't going to political science no more. so it started there, and then I met Clyde Mackenzie, and Gwtf was actually a project that he was telling us about at school, and everything just clicked and everything just fell into place. We started out working as a PA. Me and Debbie Deb started to work as PA, and one thing led to the next. Wow. And if I never show up for an interview, and I just went up there and pretend to be an artist from England named Sasha Bling. Okay. And that was like an on-air audition, and media started there. Nice. So this is it. So the short version.
How long have you been doing this? Have you been doing this for over 12 years, or how long?
So I've been doing I started TV at 18. Okay. But directing, July will be 10 years since I'm officially a director.
Wow. Wow. And for anybody that don't know, let me just tell y'all about this boss lady, right? Because she has her own company. You know what I mean? So tell us, how did you, what made you decide to say, you know what, let me get my own company so I don't got to work with nobody. Let me just start doing this. How did you decide to do that?
Wow, that's a good one. So I started, like I said, I was doing TV. I started to do some light directing while I was at TV. Okay. I really, to be honest, you know how artists love when people come up to them and recognize them and love them and everything? Yes. For me, it was my voice. So everybody knew my voice. Everybody knew me as the school girl. People would always come up to me, and they're always, and like you said, I guess this is the first time I got admitted, it's my low-key shy. So when everybody was coming to me and asking me, oh, I know you can get a picture or whatever, I really didn't like that. I really didn't like it. Okay. I really didn't like being in front of the camera and having somebody just tell me what to do all the time. I'm sorry to say that young kids listening to this don't be like me, but I just don't like nobody telling me what to do, really and truly. So I was always having that little, that little reservation about leaving TV. Okay. But I knew, everything I do, I consider it a stepping stone. So I knew it was just gonna, line me up for better. Nice. So finally, my first video that I directed while I was still working on TV was I acting in Blingblang video. Yeah. And I saw that people actually loved it and into it and all of that. And then I was just like, I think it's time to leave TV. I was thinking about it, but I wasn't doing it. And then after he was having an issue with somebody that was supposed to shoot a video for him, and then he turned around to me and he's like, wait, you never went to school for this. The talk about music video and all of that and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, oh, you ever shoot a video? Wow. And that was like the Tuesday. And then by the Thursday, I was shooting the video. Don't ask me how I make it happen, but me and the team, we pulled it off. We shot the video. It got it won YBS Video of the Year. We used to have the UPO Awards. That was like our Grammys. Yeah. So I won the Music Video of the Year. And I was like, oh, so people really take my vision. Yeah. So I just said, you know what, it's time to start Blingblang. And at the time it was just Blingblang. Okay. I just know I needed the separation from Sasha Bling and Blingblang. Yeah. And I just started it, and just I guess in everything else I do, I just take a leap of faith and just say, you know what, it's time to call it a day after 6 years on TV. Yeah. I just told my boss at the time that, I think I'm ready to move on to the next thing and whatever. I remember him just having a conversation with me, and he's like, anybody that leaves TV, them always have to come back because them go there and them seats and the world is not what they make it out to be, and da. And I remember him just saying that, and I said to myself, all right, so Blingblang really have to be successful because I'm not going to come back. I'm not backtrack ever. Nice. And then I just started it, and that was it. Thankfully, acting, he's him and Zoom of Gwtf production. Yes. There are two people ever just say they never know nothing about me doing nothing, never see me do anything or whatever, but I'm always telling them how good I am. If them just give me one chance to shoot a video, them see what happened around here. Me and them would always talk. And they just, one day them just said, all right, see here, this is the chance. We always want to see to take it. So they were always giving me videos. So I was always shooting everything good. I was shooting everything Octane for like 10 years.
Wow.
Just shooting. And then other people started to see the work and Vibes Cartel, Alkaline, everybody just like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
So every time they want a concept, they're like, all right, Bling.
Yeah.
You're the concept girl. Give me a concept for this. I don't want a performance with them. I want your concept. And it just became my thing.
Wow.
So then that's how Blingblang work kind of just came.
Nice.
No.
Now,
So that's how the company started.
As a woman, right, in this industry, in this man-driven, let me say that first, the man-driven industry, right?
Mm-hmm.
How, and this is like one of the questions that I always ask women who are doing powerful things in this particular industry, and I'm sure that you've probably been overlooked, just the simple fact because you're a woman. Like, what are some of the struggles that you've been through, and how did you prove yourself worthy, or did you even have to prove yourself worthy?
You want to know the absolute truth? It was like, because when I started out in the industry, like you said, it was men who were my boss.
Yeah.
So I got that experience of what it's like to be under the men's thumb, basically. So I always told myself when I started my company that I would never use the fact that I'm a woman as a crutch. I would never use that. Like, I don't ever, you'll never hear me talking about, oh, as a woman in this industry, it's so hard, No matter how hard it is, I'm okay with putting in the work.
Nice.
To just, I just feel like, for me, I'm just big on everybody can get a slice of the pie. I'm really cliche, but I'm legit big on that. I feel like I have my own lane, and like I said, for the first 6 years of my career, I made my work speak for itself. So me, for 6-7 years, I never get a dime from Blingblang, because whatever the articles, remember, we are in this moment. We're gonna talk about it as a woman. When somebody come to me, or when somebody reach out to an Octane or a Zoom and say, hey, give me the link to the director we use now, and then say, oh, it's a girl in a CR link or whatever. People, until this day, them still hesitant. When I still give some people stories, them still like, when the budget come into play, them still like, should I give a woman this? So I'm always like, make the work show. So I'm always like, anything that I would budget as my pay, always went back to the project just to make sure, say, it is the absolute best. So whatever everybody wants for the project, if one editor, because I edit even through, I'm a director even through the editing process, right through the process, I'm hands-on with everything. So if I edit, I feel like I'm stressing more too much, and he say, all right, my light bill or whatever, my pay covers his light bill or an extra money when I'm saying one. But not arguing nobody about the words, not arguing with nobody about nothing. I just want the project to when it's done, I'm going to put the directed by Blingblang on it. I need it to have that effect, so whatever it costs.
Yes.
So I never look at it and say, oh, because it's a man world and everybody would rather pay a man $1 million, but them only want to give me $250. I'm always jokingly saying, them always want to give me the fancy budget for produce Spider-Man.
Wow.
And it's really just like you said, I guess it's because I'm a woman, I have to prove myself, but I don't look at it as proving myself, because I feel like the work itself stands out, especially after at this age.
Yes.
At this stage in my career, I don't feel like I have to sell myself to anybody or I have to prove myself to nobody. Like, once you reach out to me, because I don't shoot everything, I don't I have to be really passionate about a project.
Yeah.
So it's not like every day I get requests or whatever, but the project has to stand out. Me ever give myself to it. Every project I do is a part of my being that goes into it. Like, when I'm done, I'm exhausted, I'm not eating, I'm not sleeping, I'm not anything like that. So if I'm gonna do that for a project, it really has to be something that's going to be good. So I just put in the work. To be honest, I don't focus on whether it's a man's world, woman's world, or any kind of world, because when I go in the room, you know who I am. My work itself tells you, come on, she's that girl. You don't care if she's a man, woman, or whatever. She's gonna get the work done.
Definitely. I absolutely love.
But it's hard.
Yes.
It's still, like I say, it still have that thing where when I send over a budget, I still have to do the extreme breakdown and show people something I use the money and do. Because I'm always traveling, so a lot of people think that my lifestyle comes from these budgets that I get or whatever. So I'm trying to, show that. But it's like in everything you do, believe in balance. Like I tell you, in everything you do, you have its ups and its downs, whether you're a man or a woman or whatever. I'm sure the men had their own struggles. Another thing I had, like in the beginning, like I said, because I stood behind my work, I didn't want people to know, like, focus on me and my life or anything like that.
Okay.
So it was always about the work. So I'd go to spaces and they're talking about my work as a man. So they think there's no way a woman can do that. It's a man's work.
Wow.
Blingblang is not a woman. Like, be in the studio and people have the conversation. Go, yo, you see the new cartel video we drop on Ray. And then somebody will be like, yo, you know, say it's a big shoot the video. And they're like, no, I'm not going to cash. I don't want to do that or whatever. I've been there. I've been there. But them some they just, I don't know.
Water off a duck's back, right? You just wash it off and keep it going.
Right. And then when I work with the artists, I've been in spaces where they're talking, you know, like that. And then I end up working with the artists and they're like, yo, you were right there. I met talk crap about you. You're not even.
That's that word, right? Yeah.
I don't have to do that. I don't have to do that.
No, not at all. Not at all.
So
now, what is something that people will be surprised to know about you? Like, what is one thing that people will be surprised to know about you?
You'd be surprised to know about me. Wow, that's an interesting question. Wow. I guess now they know. I don't do interviews because I'm the reality is, I think like you said it. I think you said it out loud, and that's what it is. I don't know if I'm necessarily shy, but I think that's what it is. I'm a little shy. Wow. I don't know. I'm recently I had to admit to this. And I think maybe this is the right space to say it.
Okay.
I never ever want to be the person who talk about the traumatic things that I got through in life, but I'm a survivor. Can we start there?
Yes.
Like
yes.
Yeah. That's something like I don't tell enough people don't know my story, but I'm a survivor. I'm one of them people who proves that whatever life throw at you, if you really flip up your mindset, even though at the same time flipping up your mindset and not dealing with your situation is not necessarily the right way because it comes to haunt you in the end.
Yeah.
But whatever life did throw at me, whatever the bad stuff that I went through, some real traumatic stuff, I never sat down in a corner and play a victim and just talk about that for the rest of my life. I kind of just got up and just be like, you know what? Alright, maybe it happened to me for a reason. For a long time, I didn't blame myself for it. I was always trying to just like be better than everything that I went through. Like, grow poor, somebody say, oh, me? Me have to grow up and have the like upper levels of influence, power, and respect because of everything I'm going to go through. Yeah. But, so I guess that I'm a survivor. I was, as a kid, oh my God, I'm going to say this out loud. This is why I love it. Let's go. So as a kid, I was one of them people who were molested as a child and raped as a teenager. Wow. Yeah, so it's just like recently I had to face up to it, start the whole therapy because like I said, for how long I did kind of just push it under the rug and then I got triggered last year and then I had to just face up to my thing and just start this whole process of healing. Wow. So apparently it's time to say it now. So I'm a survivor. Nice. That throw some things at me, I'm gonna kind of just tough it out and pull through. Nice.
Now, one of the questions I always ask, because that's the type of work that I do, right? I'm an investigator for child abuse and neglect. That's my 9-to-5 job. Yeah. And
I never know that. That's very interesting and that's very good. Yeah. Appreciate people like you who look out for children especially. Yeah, for 17 years, that's what I've been. I was thrown into it. I guess that's what God wanted me to be because I was definitely going to be a nurse. Right. But, you know, I got into it. And one of the things that I always ask is that now that you're a mom, right? And you have this beautiful little person that you care for. Because of your experiences, do you find yourself being overprotective of her? I don't know. I had Nabi right before the pandemic, and we grew through. She's just 2 years old, so we grew through the pandemic. So we've always been with each other. I'm very much aware of what happens, and for now, it's just me, her, a father, our family members, like her own parent. Even though for me, my situation was with a family member, I wouldn't say overly protective, but I'm always thinking about it, so I'm always trying my best to not make it happen. Maybe you can say that's overprotective, but I try, because I understand the power of the mind. I try, especially now at this point, I'm trying not to project that situation in my reality now. But she's always with me, so I don't have to worry about that right now. But that's definitely something that's going to be on my mind, and that's one of the reasons why I had to do therapy, because I don't want to project that onward to my offspring, like, you know, something like that for happen to her or anything like that. So I do think about it a lot. I really do, because for me, my situation started when I was 6. So I think about it a lot, but I try to just like have a positive mindset. I know our father will go to war in this life and the spiritual life here. So I know for now she has, you know, we good. We don't have her around people. She's homeschooled right now, so she's with us all the time. If she's not with me, she's with him, because we have an amazing co-parenting relationship. Nice. But so I worry about it, but I try not to overthink and be overprotective of her. I want her to express herself and just be as free as possible. And then, you know, I'm sure at some point, because that's what I learned about parenting, it's a constant learning lesson. At some point it will change, the extra protectiveness will change in, but I'll try to keep growing myself on like worrying and projecting.
I'm just going to give you mad respect for going to therapy and recognizing that you needed somebody else outside of yourself to help.
Oh, girl, I had to. Yeah. For a long time, I was toxic to myself, and I was just like using the Blingblang brand
to cover up
as my person. So like, I was neglecting myself because I never want to deal with myself. And every year, that's how I could send you these promo pictures. Every year for my birthday, I'm always doing like, okay, I don't get to do them because I'm always working or whatever. So I just spend money and get the stylist, do this, that, and do the photo shoot. And just like, that's my birthday, my thing for my birthday. This year, I just told myself, you know what? Effort, all of that, I'm going to start therapy.
Nice.
So I just use the money and start therapy. And then it just like, I realized like, in the short space of time, it just like, it shows me how much things, when you bury things under the rug, it eventually comes back to haunt you, and especially when you get triggered. Like last year I was triggered so bad, and then nobody knows, because Blingblang is this perfect, go hard girl that does this thing, but then Sasha is there in the background suffering. So I had to do therapy, and I had to do it for my daughter's sake too, because even for me and my mother relationship and generations before us, we always have this traumatic thing going on, you know, with mother-daughter situations. I wanted to break that for me and my daughter. And you know, like Denique, oh my god. Denique is, so we signed Denique. We still get into that, but we signed Denique. But I always know Denique over the years, and since we signed her, she's become my Gandhi. It's
nice.
She's just always talking about healing and all of that.
I love it.
And she just talked to me on that human level, and when I got triggered, nobody knew, and she was just having a conversation with me, and she just talked about going to therapy. And then my little sister, she was telling me she went to therapy. I was watching something, and Charlemagne the God was just talking about how therapy is changing life. And me, I don't ask for help. I don't talk about my situations. I just strung up and just go do what I have to do. But after that conversation with Denique, I realized, you know what?
It's time.
It's time to ask for help outside of myself. You can't depend on your own understanding.
True. Very true. Very true.
So that's what I did.
I know that a lot of women that are listening and men can appreciate the fact that, you know, you just told your story. Like, I didn't even expect us to go here. Like, I didn't but I'm grateful that you gave that story, because there's a lot of us who struggle with that as children.
A lot of us are just like masking, like especially creative and business people who go so hard. And have these quote unquote, everybody's telling you how they idolize your lifestyle and idolize you and everything, and all I'm doing is looking at, not you personally, but I'm looking at you that's saying that to me, and I'm just like, you have stability, your mental health is in check.
You have no idea what I'm dealing with.
But you're idolizing the fact that I can travel and I'm around celebrities. It's not all it's made of. Especially when you have traumatic stuff to unpack, basically, and unlearn some stuff. Because when me and my doctor's father stopped talking, I realized there was so much stuff that I needed to unlearn because I was so traumatized with everything. I mean, I didn't realize how traumatized I was, to be honest, until my daughter born.
Wow.
Like God say, alright, it's time for you to look at the mirror.
Yeah. Wow.
It's time.
Wow.
So, it's okay if I ask for help. That's what I'm learning. And after COVID, that 6 days there when I spent the other day, it's like
another lesson, right?
Yeah, God talked to me because I was really toxic to myself. I was neglecting myself. I was sleeping. I wasn't eating. I was traveling and just doing the most and just like making sure that the brand Blingblang goes. But I was suffering as a human being, and that's how COVID. I feel like that's how COVID could have attacked me so strong because I was just like neglecting myself, and everybody was asking me just before I had COVID. Everybody was telling me. I remember being in New York with the league, and we're shooting, and everybody was just having a conversation with me. Sasha, go sleep, get some rest. And she was like, no, I don't want to do nothing. I don't want to have no fun. I don't want to do nothing. Go sleep, and we just do what we come here for. Go sleep, go sleep, go sleep. I'm like, yo, stop telling me to sleep. I'm good, and get defensive and everything. And he got all right. You know, listen to nobody. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't make you sleep. I will make you lay down.
So it's a bad thing that happened, but the good thing is I'm here, and because of it, like, it changed my mindset. There's a certain awakening I'm gonna get from it, and maybe that's why me and you can even have the conversation on this level. Maybe before, if we did it before COVID, it would have just be some generic, oh yes, I'm the boss B, and yeah, you know, this person signed to me, whatever. Don't talk about me personally.
Wow.
So even when you ask me that question, you say, is there anything you don't want to talk about? I would not give you that. No, I don't want to talk about this,
Yeah.
But we have to step into the truth at some point.
I tell people all the time, like, when I do these interviews, like, I don't read bios and all of that kind of stuff. Like, all of my interviews are just generic, right? Organic, off the back. Like, let's have a conversation about things, because you never know, you might save somebody's life. So I don't do the generic questions and all of that kind of stuff. Like, once you start talking and you start saying certain things, I pick up what you're saying, and then we can have a conversation. So when you asked me, you know, basically like, what are we going to be talking about and that type of stuff, you know, I told you, like, we're going to be talking about you, for people to get to know who you are. And here, I didn't expect for you to, you know, say, oh my gosh, like, I had trauma as a child and I'm still struggling with it, but I'm in therapy. And there's a lot of us Caribbean folks who don't believe in therapy.
Then tell me that's a sign of weakness. If you ask for help. Growing up, for me know that. I grew up with the strong women. I grew up with the women doing everything themselves. There were no men apart from uncles, and uncle had his wife. Like, that was the only husband and wife situation I saw. I grew up with my grandmother, climbed the tree, make the coal scale, where do all of that, go market by herself, everything. And my mother do the same thing, like struggling by herself to make sure that all of we good as best as she can. So I grew up with the traumatic women who were just doing the best they can. And having a child, I just realized that, and then, like I said, just having people in my corner, like the need, Romaine, my friend Andre Winter, just my sister, like my little sister Monique, like, I realized I remember last year, we decided, so, you know, we need to talk to one about some things that we got through as little baby. And for me, but then before we did that, we realized that we as sisters needed to have a conversation. So my whole life growing up, I thought that I was just making up these memories of what happened to me. To be honest, when I was 6, I was having these memories. I thought it was just my mind. So I never talked to nobody about it. And I remember when me and my sister said, all right, we're going to conference with mother about everything but we got through and because I was a child, was left in Jamaica, and, you know, they were here. My little sister was here with my mother, and my big sister, she's older than all of us, and she lived with her father. So I was a child who was left, and it was easier for somebody to take advantage of me because I was left in Jamaica with my grandmother, but I never want to go country because I didn't know from my little picnics and I did have Oprah ambitions and blah, 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 so I run with the country and da. So all my life I had these traumas and I declined them, and I started to think that I was imagining things. I made things that me and make up these ideas. And then when me and my sisters decided to sit down and talk, like, we all talk about it, and it happened to all of us at the same time frame. Like, the images of me looking over and seeing my sister, it happening to my sister or whatever. It was just like, I thought I was making up that. And then when we talked and we had that soul moment with each other, then we realized, so we really have to break that cycle here, because we're uncles then talk to our auntie them, and our mother talk to our siblings, and mother and grandmother and everybody not good, and we're just like, we're always, for some reason, always a fight for stay together, but we never know why. And it's because we all experience the same trauma. And we just decided, yo, we're going to talk it out. And it was just, like, that's when we realized, yo, we need to change. And my sister started to therapy. And it just inspired me. Like I said, with all of these conversations that I have with all of my friends who can sit through me, see through the Blingblang, basically. They're just like, girl, you're a boss. You're dope. You're gonna be successful, but if you really want to go to the next level, you have to unload.
Yeah, you got to. You have to. Now, did you guys have the conversation with your mom, and how did that go?
We did, but you see, because we still have healing for doing another part. Then when I see people can talk, when we have that healing, when we start our healing journey in that area, then we have that conversation. But we had the conversation and. Never go as we plan. Okay. But you know, our sisters were healing together. Yeah. And individually. But we have enough room to go. And you know, like we learned recently, say healing is not a destination. It's a journey. It's a continuous journey. Definitely. So also, yeah, I don't want to talk on her situation, you know? Yeah, and also, you know, our parents also need that therapy because they do. That's why I'm saying
stuff. Yeah, they've been through their own stuff. So like you said, they're just trying to do the best that they can because back in the day, nobody knows anything about therapy.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
then they just stay strong. Yeah. And that's what we don't want to do. Yes. I don't want to be that no more. I literally said to Denise the other day, I do not want to be the strong black woman anymore. Yes. That. I do not want to be the strongest woman in the room. Yes. I don't want to be the one where everybody throw them BS at because they think they can't handle it and all that. I don't want to be that person no more. And that's what they teach you over the years. Yes. Black women have to be strong and we have to learn for the tough skin and we have to take the abuse, we have to take the molestation, we have to take the hurt, we have to take all of this and then make something of ourselves and grow the children while everybody hurts us. I don't want to be that no more.
Oh my gosh. You know, you are preaching to the choir. I said this to somebody the other day. I said, I'm tired. Like, I feel like I'm going to snap. Because I don't want to be that person anymore. I don't want to care about people's stuff anymore. I don't care.
I don't want to take on nobody's load no more. And then nobody helps me with mine. I don't want to do that no more. And like, even it was so crazy. That's even with my child. Like, I set the boundaries with her.
Yes.
Like, no. Yes. No. Yes. I don't want to be no strong woman no more. I was jokingly telling them the other day, I want to be Princess Diana now. I want to be Princess Sasha. Like, treat me like a delicate flower now. Like, I'm a woman who deserve that. And especially when we nurture and care for every single soul, but nobody not care for me. Like, eventually, your basket bottom drop out.
Sasha?
I don't want my basket bottom drop out before Nabi get some good lessons from me.
Exactly. Oh my gosh. Like, this is just like, I feel like we're in a session.
I know. My therapist will be proud.
I feel like, I am telling you, like, I don't know what happened, but my brain switched. And I'm like, I'm just tired. Like, I learned how to put my phone on Do Not Disturb at night so I can sleep.
Right. Because no girl, like, no, I'm start turning it off at night time when I sleep. Like, me not care what problems I have or no fix it. Because God forbid, like with COVID, you know what COVID taught me, Michelle? Like, I had literally 4 people that knew, like, that heard my silence. Like, literally 4 people would pick up their phone every day and check if I was okay. Everybody else thought I was just offline, and I was, like, literally feeling like I was dying. And nobody in a known say, me dead in them 6 days. Nobody apart from my cousin, my child's father, and the 4 people that went to pick up their phone and call me and check it to make sure, say, yo, you're gonna see a post, gonna hear from you, are you okay? Yeah. Everybody else just thought I was offline and maybe on vacation, and they teach me, say, I can't be out here treating myself like a robot, like I don't have feelings, and expect that people are going to treat me as such. Definitely. So, I have enough work for them too. Like, I need for, like, okay, pick up my phone and talk to my family more or whatever. My sisters are always calling me, I'm not answering because I'm so busy. Yeah. But it's teaching me that, my friend, start being human again. Yeah. And And yeah, but just not to kind of nobody struggles no more. You know, nobody struggle black woman.
We done with this. We done. We're not doing it no more. We're just
I'm not doing it no more. I'm not promise nobody that. Even clients, I call so much clients after I come out of COVID. I call so much clients and just drop projects.
Yeah.
I'm like, cause I'm doing too much.
Yeah.
Like, I try to do too much. I try to be the most successful woman in the room because I try to hide who I am. Like when me about you, how tired I am. I'm tired of people's BS and I'm tired actually. I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
But just taking on the projects because everybody are reaching out to me. And, oh my God, the artists that we did have a list of people I always want to work with. They reach out to me and say, yo, let's do this. So even if I don't feel the project, just because it's the artist we did have a lifelong list.
Yeah.
The amount of work I dropped this since COVID is just crazy. I'm like, no.
Self-care. Self-care.
Be mindful.
Yeah. Self-care is important for us right now, especially in this type of world that we're living in. It's so important. What I want to know though, because the story, and I made a post about this a few months ago, where when you mentioned, because I was one of those kids that, you know, my mom left me, I'm Guyanese, I'm not Jamaican. People always think I'm Jamaican.
Oh, I thought you were Jamaican, yeah.
Everybody thinks that. But, you know, the whole matter of us children who our parents not left us behind because they wanted to, but left us behind because they were chasing some other dreams for us.
That was me too.
Yeah,
me too, same thing.
I said this the other day, and I said, you know, the next time I write something, I want to write about our stories, about the things that we've been through. Is that something that you would like put a whole production together? Like get a group of women and men who've been through some stuff as children because we were left behind, for lack of better term.
It's what it is. We were left.
Yeah.
We were left. It's the reality of it.
Yeah.
We were left, and that's why I tell myself as a mother, like, no matter what, like, you know, you can't predict the future, you can't control everything and learn it. But no matter what's happening, like, me not leave my child for more than a week.
No.
Unless it's dead.
No.
Like, and if she have to with our father, you know, like, our father, they're right nearby where we can leave her with somewhere. Because, like I said, my mom, like you said, we were left behind.
Yeah.
And my mother did try to do the best she can. So for me, I was always moving from house to house, place to place, family member to family member, friend to friend, And I know how people smile with your parents when they talk over the phone. And, oh, she good, she this, she that, and then treating you like crap.
Yes.
Or them husband or somebody at molest you or, you know, whatever. But them will laugh and tell your parents everything good. And you are too, because you understand, say your mother try make better. You can't burden with your mother with that information. I remember for 2 years we taught my mom. For 2 years, I think my mother did in a 9/11.
Wow.
Not knowing that she was living on a train because life did really hit her hard.
Really?
So when she finally come back around here, when she finally came back around and she gets a little job and she can send money and she can talk to her again, I can't tell her the things that mama go through at that point because you just find out the life what she go through. So it's like as a child you have to carry the burden to your parents and for let me say there's healing to do in our situation, but they don't see that. They're not gonna see that say go, you know, but them just leave and say because I'm send you money for your school fee or you get a bar here or there or whatever. Life was easy for your life was that's just not the reality, man.
I feel like we need to do something. Like, we need to definitely, because I've been literally thinking about how to even put that together, like a conversation with a group of people about this stuff. Maybe we can help change some lives. I don't know, but I've been thinking about it. So.
I don't know when you structure it, let's have the conversation. Like a lot, and you'll be surprised how much people really go through these things, but we're not talking about it because we don't have nothing. One, we don't have a safe space.
Yeah.
And especially in our industry, there's no safe space to have this conversation. It's just, for years I was looking for a safe space. I wanted not to talk to enough people and tell them what I go through. But it's just, I must say, since therapy, I realized that unloading means having that uncomfortable conversation and not care what people think of, because for years I don't want to be judged because I'm traumatized. I don't want to judge because that it happened to me or da. So it's like I just wanted to always be the strong girl when nobody in a need to know my story, nobody in a need to have the conversation about me. You just need to know say she does dope work, and when she says she's going to do something, it's done. If you're late, it's going to get done. Just focus on that.
Yeah.
But I realized the damage I was doing to myself with that, and the healing starts from the root. It starts from the family,
Yes.
like I say. So it started from self.
Yeah.
And me not put the blame on nobody because at the end of the day, my mom was just doing the best she could do from what she had.
Yeah.
She did have her own traumas I got through, but the choice you make at the end of the day is what defines your life, basically.
Yeah.
Where like me choose not to be a victim. I'm not choosing to live in the past.
Yes.
Me not choose to carry nobody in my heart no more. Somebody just a self-sabotage because face up to that. I don't want to blame nobody, so I was blaming myself for a very long time. For just certain burdens were in place for me, it wasn't even mine to carry.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
But they just not in the blaming game, they just know some of this have to go up on my upper levels and make everybody shame.
Yeah.
So, that girl that wanna did left, or the girl that wanna did abuse, or the girl that wanna did this, or the girl that yeah, she turned out to be that girl.
Now.
Yeah, well, you're gonna talk to me nice, you know?
Yes. Yes.
I was doing the proving thing, and then the proving thing it turned out to self-sabotage eventually.
Yeah, definitely. They always say, and people say, oh, I'm not forgiving nobody, but forgiveness is not for that person, it's for you.
Girl, like I said, healing is a process. That's me still, I'm still there. Like, all the time, like, I forget it. So that was my method, like, forget it. But I need, even if I think I forgive you, or I say I forgive you, I still see you and don't want to talk to you. I don't want nothing to do with you. Like, I get it. That's something. I'm an Aquarian. We can keep our grudge. I'm an Aquarian. Like, we bond to keep grudge. So I'm learning healing is a process. Healing is a process.
I'm a Sagittarian, so that means that my pettiness.
Oh, you're my daughter, the same thing, my sister. The entitlement and pettiness.
Now you've done some amazing work with, of course, Danique. Chanel Mayor Actin, Kimani, Morgan Heritage, TJ, Joshi Van Cartel. All these people, just to name a few of them, right? And now you have the song Headline for Front Page, which is streaming also on BET. Yes, streaming on BET. Like, what separates Bling from another director? Like, what do you think separates you from somebody else? And why would everybody be like, yo, I need Bling, I don't want nobody else. Bling is who I need.
Like I said, Michelle, I really don't sit down and worry about what nobody else I do, to be honest. I feel like I'm just in a lane for myself. I feel like when you choose Blingblang, and I can only say it because that's the thing that clients say, when you choose me, you're going to get a concept.
Yes.
And I'm going to make the work, working with Blingblang, I realized, somebody said it to me the other day, and I'm using it. Working with Blingblang is an experience.
Ooh, I like that.
From the first conversation, the first day you called me, to the end of the project when you got to YouTube, because that's when we stopped with Ratchet Project, because I watched so much of it. Once you go on my YouTube, the first time you watch it again. But from the first conversation to YouTube is an experience.
Okay.
That's all it is. I try to give my clients ease. So you don't have to worry about nothing with me. You don't have to worry. And then I'm big on team. So for me, I could have these budgets, I could have just use it and just use a look, a man video it and just that's it. I'm big on team. I have a stylist, I have a producer, I have an editor, I have PAs, I have all of that. And so you get that. The whole you're not worried about nothing when you call me to do a project. I don't, sometimes you go on some shoots just because I work with, I manage artists. So we might go on a shoot for something. Somebody else want to shoot with somebody else because I don't want to shoot everything. I tell you, not even for my artists. Not even when Zoom I do the project, we're about to drop a new project for good. Okay. Not even that, I don't want to do everything. I'm Zoom, link that money, make that brother your shoot or whatever. I do not want to do everything. So sometimes I might go on another shoot and they're like, oh, you can bring this field, you can bring that, then bring food, With me, you just have to get over your bed
and show up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's an experience.
I love it. Now, you mentioned working with Zoom and Gwtf Production. How did all of that come about?
Alright, so Zoom is an Aquarian too. And I met Zoom through Octane, and from the first time we met, we just clicked. He's my big brother. Okay. He's that brother, I love Zoom. Afterlife, I love you, bro. I love him. And for years, while I was working with Octane, he always said to me, I just love the way how you work, and we need to do some work together. Okay. And to be honest, he believed in Chanel Muir
Yeah.
before everything. Because I
Yeah.
remember every Saturday we used to go Magnum Kings and Queens to support her because of Zoom.
Okay.
He believed in her from the jump, and he was always asking me to just come on board and work with him because he's a producer.
Okay. Yes.
So he wanted to get into managing artists because he's so passionate about dancehall and keeping it authentic, and even like not that there's no like want to do certain things.
Yeah.
But he loved like when them say love dancehall. Zoom dance, him love dancehall, so he wants to be a part of it in every way. He wants to bring an artist to the forefront where people did go see it, say, okay, dancehall not gonna know it, not dead.
Yeah.
It's here. You can be authentic. You can be relatable and everything. So I'm always ask me like, let's do some work. Let's work with Chanel Muir. Let's work with Chanel Muir for like about 5 years. Like he was asking, and I'm just like, no, I can't work with females. Me and females like get along. No, bro. I love you, but we're not doing it. And I remember when the pandemic hit, and he just called me. Like I said, Zoom and Octane were my first ever video that the world took on to was Happy Time. That was a video that was his project. You know, so him and Octane were the first people who say, alright, when Octane called him and said, I'm gonna shoot the video, him could be like, no, we're gonna make such person shoot it, this person shoot it. You say, alright, if you believe in her, I want to see our work. And then he came on set, he's in the video too. Like, I'm the only person to get him in our video. Like, he came and do it, so him believing in me from the jump. You know what I mean? So him always saying it to me, I love the way you work. We feel like me and you together can make magic. I'm like, bro, no, I love you, but no. We're not working on females. And like I said, pandemic, fast forward to pandemic. And I remember him calling me one day and he's just like, Sasha, like I did just have Nabi. And I wasn't, like when he told me I'm going to take a break, but I don't want a break. So he called me and he's like, Sasha, I know you just have baby, but I feel like it's time for we work.
Yeah.
Like we have to work. We have to do it. It's the time. And I was like, no, bro. I'm like in the store and I say, here, what? Say her number here. Have one conversation with her. And if you have the conversation and you don't want to do it, then we're not gonna ask you this again.
Okay.
And I remember like, all right, I got to just because you're my bro. And I remember calling her and she was vibing to Yamabella. She She was vibing and then we were talking and then she said, you want to hear something on my work on right now? Because she was hot on Instagram.
Yes.
But me never know her through Zoom.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I wasn't in tune with what she was doing on Instagram or anything. I just had a baby. I wasn't focused on anything internet really. I told me just shoot my videos then for shop that at the time and just do my thing. So she was telling me about her being hot on live and people really love it and her jumping on lava and all of that. But me don't know what going in the internet world at this point. Okay. So it was just I needed to have an authentic conversation with her or that click with me so make me want to work with her. I don't know what going in the internet world. So she was like, alright, you don't know what going in the internet world. Well, alright, hear that song again. Just hear that song again. And she started to sing the demo of it for me. I'm like, whoa, okay, this is like my top boss. Okay. So fast forward, I'm calling back and I'm like, okay, she sounds good. Let's do this. Alright, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna take a leap of faith, but you know me, bro. I'm gonna like the female thing. It's just like, don't look at it that way, dude. Don't tell your mind that, just think positive about it.
Okay.
We can make this work. Like me and you together can really do this. And we started the process and then he called me. And then I knew the need from I came in the industry just like I know from the jump.
Okay.
And I always tell Denise, say, girl, we have to do some work together. Because I believe, like, in our peak our career, remember when Denise was that girl? Like, summer love days and everything. I just knew there was always something that's missing from the formula to just take her to the next level. So I was always telling her, girl, we have to do some work together. Let's do some work together. And she's like, yeah. She always say, like I said, she's done. She's like, before it's time, though, girl. And I remember someone called me after while I was doing the Chanel contract and everything. And he called me and he said, you know Danique? I'm like, yeah, Danique is my girl. He was alright, perfect, she'll call you. And then she called me and we talked and I said, girl, look there, look at God, the timing, blah, 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 sign and you know, just do everything. And like I said, it just started from him believing in me and like I'm always shooting videos for him. I think the first time I ever shoot a Vibes Concert project was for Zoom. So like him always help me, give me that level up, and you know, it like I don't know, there's just certain people in my life that I'm just so grateful for no matter what happened. them and change it for me.
Yeah.
So
it's always good to have somebody who don't see you as competition, but somebody
right.
You know what I mean? And somebody like, I'm gonna put you to levels. Let me put you to these levels.
Right, and people are way of understand, and I don't want to say it's a black people thing per se, but I cannot speak from where I stand. But as black people, we're not like to put each other on because like we see each other as competition, like man or woman, what anyway be. Some men don't want to work like no at this thing. Like one of the things like you asked me earlier about one of the cons of being a female in an industry. I had this experience with another director, and it was just like, oh, because you're a female, like who are you to tell me what to do or how to do my thing? Because we were doing a project with one of the artists, and they were looking at it like not me as the manager, but me as the director. Wow. So they had a big issue with sending me the treatment, sending me the budgets and everything, because I guess they felt like it was sending another director their thing, and I'm just like, bro, this not nothing to do with any of that. Wow. Like, let's just do the work and let's just do awesome thing. Because like me, I'm always collaborating with people, because it's nothing. I learned that from someone acting in the industry, like collaboration, like collaborate with people. And from the jump, like, I just feel like say my space is safe, so I'm not insecure about nothing. So I can work, I can call anybody, I can call, like, I feel like in the future I want to do something with Jay Will, because he's somebody I look up to for a long time. I feel like I can pick up my phone and call Jay Will and say, Jay Will, what's your price? Are you willing to come be my aid, AD or something? And I'm just that person. I not look panic to I'm not link one next director because or I'm not link another manager, or when I work with another producer because we signed the artist and the producer enough to work with the artist, and because Zoom is the greatest director ever. Even him, he's not like that. So I'm not surrounded by people who have the shallow mentality there.
Yeah, I like
so I'm just so grateful for that. And like I said, I'm learning so much from Zoom, and he gave me this opportunity. Like, Octane was the first person who gave me career. I said, just go on with it. Yeah. And then Zoom said, all right, let's continue it. Yeah, I like continue it.
I like it. Now, you mentioned Chanel Muir. And, I, for the first time when she came to New Jersey, when Mario brought her to New Jersey, I was the little girl who interviewed her.
Right, I remember that's how we eventually knew each other.
Yeah, and I'm like, when he told me that, oh, you're going to get the interview, I was like, are you for real? You're serious? You're sure?
Yeah, because we're big on that. I don't believe so, because you don't have 1 million followers, you can't get each other. I remember having these conversations with Denise and Chanel. But just before we move on, just for clarity, like, I don't manage Chanel anymore.
Yes.
But it's not on a where it's just a thing where we separate, because we just have to separate. She have to learn the business for herself. She's a really smart girl, so she can take care of herself.
Yes.
And we believe, I guess maybe it's an Aquarian thing. Yeah. We're not super attached to nothing. So we believe, say, alright, we're carried to this level. Alright. If you feel like you want to do it on your own, no problem. All the best to you. Whenever we make sure to give her everything that's needed to make the right tools that we had, because at the same time it was a learning process for all of us as relates to good. Medical previous experience through Octane. Yeah. But we were just managing, like, we're all learning this together. But if you feel like you can take on the journey and do better for yourself, like, bless you. I love no bad vibes to it. We have her coming out on the new reading to the young generation reading that's coming.
I love it.
So I love it. That song that everybody loves, that she's always we're finally dropping it.
Nice.
But for just for clarity, I don't manage her anymore. Okay. But Chanel is always, like I said, she's a very smart girl, and she's always gonna be somebody who we just love and rate. She's relatable and she's undeniable. Yeah. So the Tanya over time plus some more.
Oh my gosh.
She's that girl. Yes. But I top girl entertainment time now, so all the best to her with that.
Definitely.
Always support her same way.
Definitely. I've actually seen the craziest thing is that, and I was telling Mario this, when I saw that you guys were separating, I was like, I so admire how this was done. Because these things can get a little crazy.
Right.
But I gave you so much, you and both of you guys, so much respect for handling it the way that you did. Being women.
Of course.
Definitely.
We had to.
Yeah, definitely. So
we had to. She's young, we're not black on her. And I remember saying, they believe in her before everybody sees. Like, believe in her before everybody. So it's not no fake thing where we just try to make $1 off her or whatever. We genuinely had, like, legendary intentions for her, but at the end of the day, everybody's responsible for themselves.
Yeah.
So if my vision for you is not what you're seeing, and you feel like, all right, let me just do this myself. Listen, I believe in that relationship wise, every kind of wise. Like my child's father would tell you, like, you believe you deserve better, you can find better, or you can do better than what I'm doing. Go ahead with no malice intention. You know me, I'm praying with a cheap approach, but no. We're human beings at the end of the day, and certain things they play out a certain way, but at the end of the day, we're all professionals.
Definitely.
And she's an extremely talented girl, and if we did do that something that would try to damage our reputation as an artist, then that wouldn't speak volumes of us.
Definitely.
And at the end of the day, it's about both sides of the reputation. We want to be good managers moving forward.
I love it. Now, what I've noticed, because I had an interview with Danique years ago, a couple of years ago, and what I've noticed is her growth since being under you guys. She has just become a totally outspoken,
and that's not us. To be honest, we can't even take credit for it. That's Danique's own growth. Remember, she did step back from the industry because she, just like me, have my moment from realize certain things that happen to you where you need to fix so you can move forward. She took that time off to be human and figure out herself, and then that's how this could have even happened. We're all on the same page. So she came to us with this new energy that you're seeing. So it's easy for us to put it out, to know what to do it, to know how to channel it. And Danique is the kind of girl, she's not on no rush. But at first, I couldn't understand it when we do everything you in the beginning. Let me call her every day and I said, Dana, I hope you don't feel no way, like you feel no way, like what you don't want. And she's like, no, Sasha, because we never wanted to tie Danique to Shani. Like at the first we dropped the same guys, so that we should be kind of signed to them. But we never want to tie them, so it's like we're not tying them, and Danique wanted Shani to have her moment because Danique didn't have her moment already. So she's like, nah, make Shani have her moment, man. Me go and do the workout, then me go and do the voice training, me go and do performance coaching. So she was in the background working. So that's the thing. She's always working, but she not depend on rush. She knows that what is mine is already mine, and she just like at first I was so worried about it. That every day I call her, stress her, she had to just be like, Sasha, stop worrying about me. Just do what you do with Chanel. Like do what you do with Chanel and go and do your thing, man. And then when it's time for her, like no, the projects that we're working on our first EP. So we're about to drop some stuff, and like you see her body yada. She's been in the gym, killing it, just like getting our health, like nutrition up and everything, because her focus is global. She's not only worried about one, she wants to take the music everywhere. So she put in the work in the background to do it. So she's at the studio, she's doing everything off the air. So, it's just like she's not in no rush, and she's just teaching me that like we're not in no rush, babe. This is going to happen. We're not in no rush.
Definitely.
So she's amazing. She came to us with this energy, and that's why it's so, like I said, it's so easy to channel her in the right areas.
I love
because
it.
she know what she wants.
I love it because let me tell you, I saw her come out of her shell. Like I be sharing her stuff. I'm like, this girl is hilarious. But I'm so proud of her. Definitely. Now, this new song that you have out with TJ, you're the director on it. Like,
Bitcoin, that's my jam.
Bitcoin is everybody's jam.
No, like, we don't understand. That's why it's everybody's jam. Like, you see, like what I tell you, me passionate when I hear a project, and I'm passionate about it. I remember when he sent me the demo and he said, Sasha, because TJ is my boy too, Like, I love me some TJ. Like, Timothy is my boy. When he called me and he said, Sasha, my project for you, Mama, I wonder if you know it's every project for you. When he called me with that, I know it's alright. I want your mind. You get what you said. I feel this man. When he sent me the song and I heard it, I was just like, yo. And at the time, he never even have a title yet. So that's why the video itself don't have more about Bitcoin. Because I thought the whole time we just have the demo right to prepare for shoot and everything. So I was naming the project Big Chop.
Okay.
Chop Big Chop. So I thought me they just name it and I named it off of that. So is afterwards now, after the video shoot, then that's when Troy Boss decided, I guess him and Troy Boss decided, okay, Bitcoin is song name, which is good. But that's the only reason, just saying that to say, that's the only reason why there wasn't more about Bitcoin in the video. But girl, when I heard that demo, I was just like, I saw the washing machine with the money spinning same time. I say, yes, Lord, to the song you want. And then I never wanted it to be the cliche.
Right.
In my trap, forget guns and drugs and girls and this and that and reality and flirt, because I'm big on projection. Like, you know, like your mind, whatever your mind has made that for a living. Create idea, the idea starting at the brain and you bring it to life. So I'm like, you know what? TJ, I tell you, level up, you know. Let's buy the formula to success. Like when you read the concept, I remember like just writing it on WhatsApp and the guy I'm talking to now, I was just like playing it, talking up in a conversation. I was just writing it out while he was on the phone talking, and I was just writing the concept for the video. Like, was just a sequel of the conversation. I'm gonna send it over TJ, and he was like, "PC, mama, yeah, what do I shoot?" and then he put me in with the producer, and the producer like, you know how it got first, and everybody see the vision and we sent to them in writing. So at the end of all of my treatments, I thought I can show you better than I can tell you. So he's like, all right, TJ, believe in your work, but believe in it too. And this was his first ever video. You know, so when he come and said, like I said, he was the one who said that Blingblang work is an experience. So it was his first ever video, so him come and said him see everything. And you know, like a lot of people don't understand that the shooting process is not glamorous, it's not easy. The end result looks glamorous and easy, but shooting is, and TJ was shooting another video the same day. So I'm shooting video the day. In my inner circle video, he was shooting in the daytime. And we were on set shooting everything else, and I was worrying if I'm not gonna make it to the shoot because we were pushing back the shoot so much times. But now in the day when we set it, him totally forgetting that our next shoot in the day. So I'm sorry, sure. Yeah, what? How you gonna make this happen? What if we change it? And I said, no, bro, we're gonna shoot it in the middle of the night. So when you're done your shoot, come right from my set. And he showed the old lady walking in and the people in the laundromat, the money. The Chinese, them having the conversation, the Asians, them having the conversation. We were shooting all of that, and then in finally come on set probably about 1 o'clock in the morning. And we just shoot. Even Nabi was on that set, I remember that night. We just shoot, and like a lot of people them couldn't even understand. I remember that was the first time ever I met Sharon Burke. And I remember her just watching everything, and she wondered like, how this gonna play out? Because remember everybody expects the end result was to buy car or something or whatever. And I remember when we bust out the case and I'm telling him to drink the liquid, even him was just like, what? Huh? What? I'm like, bro, if things like that apply the formula for success, like it was gonna be a physical thing, or like, you know, like
okay.
So I was like, nah, let's just twist it up a little bit. So I had a lot of fun shooting, and that's one of the videos then where it shoots exactly how it writes.
Nice.
So that's the project they will go with my energy. I love me some Bitcoin.
It's all over. It's all over TikTok. It's just everywhere. Like, and I wanna play a snippet of it because I like this song. Like,
oh girl, so we can vibe.
Yes.
That intro, the
money, so we do the line. Pushing money, dirty money, me we do the grind. Connection strong like a Wi-Fi. Second now, with the poppin' lifestyle. All of me and four red couple white ties. I'm still a hustle like me a white knight. Live her like rose up, me a buy rice. What up with that dive? Sport on me at rich dive. Look at the chop is guys.
Listen, I'm telling you. This song, I have to get the clean version, of course.
right. And that's Sharon Berg. I remember she saying to me, she called me, she's like, so you have to convince TJ to make sure that the clean version of the video will drop here. because that song here is going to go places, but he can't go with the bad words.
No.
Team said it. Yeah, I remember that. So she had that vision, and that's why she's iconic. So,
I love it. I love it because, you know, you want your songs play on radio, right? And not all radio stations play. No radio station actually plays explicit music at this point. But the explicit, I like explicit songs. It just does something. You know?
Yeah, it's not bad because you know the raw version of Big Time more than anything.
Yeah.
And instead of the P word.
Yeah.
Right.
Now you're also now going in a different direction also because Mr. Chef Samson. Oh my God, let me just
Simpson. Chef Simpson.
Let me just say, right? We were a couple of weeks ago. I called my girlfriends and I'm like, we're going. I'm the type of girl to jump in my truck and end up someplace, right?
Right.
And I'm like, we're going somewhere. They're like, where are we going? I said, I don't know, but where can we go to outside of New Jersey? And they're like, oh, one of my girlfriends, Antoinette, who's on the live, she's like, yo, have you ever been to the Brooklyn, the restaurant in Brooklyn where Chef Simpson is? I said, no. I said, well, we're going. Girl, let me tell you something. If I could live there every day and eat.
Right. And food is good too,
the food is amazing. So now when I saw that you're doing some directing with him, I was like, this is really dope. So how did that all happen?
We started that before the pandemic, to be honest.
Oh,
Chef always had the show, but I remember, I don't know, to be honest with you, I can't remember how we even connect. Maybe he reached out for one of the artists, or I don't know. I really don't remember how me and Chef connect. But I remember we started back in 2019 when he was coming to Miami to do some episodes.
Okay.
And he reached out to me and he's like, "Hey, I'm coming to Miami," because he, you know, he's a fan of my work. He was always telling me that. He was just like, you know, I'm a fan of your work. I love that you're a woman doing it and how you go about doing your thing. And he was always telling me that. And I remember him coming to Miami and he called me up and he's like, "Hey, I'm going to come to Miami. I'm shooting Lamara Allegra." I can't pronounce her name, but you know that girl from Love Hip Hop.
Yeah.
And he was saying, "I'm shooting her. I'm shooting Peter from Atlanta. Housewives of Atlanta. Sydney. I'm not big on the reality stuff, but he was saying, I'm shooting Peter." And I remember we shot like 3 celebrities. Olivia from Olivia that used to be a part of the unit.
Yeah.
And I remember him just name dropping, but you see me, like, I don't know the people, but half of them celebrities, I know them, but I just know look at them, people too. You know what I mean? So I was like, yeah, Chef, no matter who, all if a banana man here shoots, like, yeah, let's do it. Because at the time, I was ready to go back into TV, but not from being in front of the camera, but instead, like, doing the production. So he just, like, the universe just tell him to call me. And I was just like, yeah, man, let's just do it. And I remember we shot it, everything turned out good. And then he was just impressed with the work. And then from there, whenever I was going to New York, if I'm going to go plan a trip to New York, he's like, call me. I always tell him when you come to New York, you know, so we can shoot. So he'll plan the shoots them around that. And I remember recently we just had a conversation and I was just like, Chef, because like I said, the show is even before me working on it.
Okay.
And I'm like, Chef, because that's the thing with me. Like I said, when Tim touch me, I get passionate about it. I feel like it can go to the next level. And I feel like it can, this needs to be glorious. So I remember reaching out to him and I was just like, Chef, let's revamp the show. Let's do this. Like, you already have everything that will make it work, but you need the Blingblang touch. And I was just like, yes, let's do it. Let's do it. Yeah, no hesitation or nothing. And we started from there. So we started to shoot when I'm in New York, and I was with his crew at first, and then he just lit me up and he's just like, you know what? All right, come shoot the show. So it's about to have the Blingblang feel to it moving forward.
Yes. How do you feel like when you see a video, right? Like, because when I was looking for videos to post to show people the things that you do, I made sure
my bio, girl.
Yes, I made sure that the director Blingblang is shown on the screen. How do you feel when you see your name? Like, what does that do for you?
So, like I tell you, before it was about, my work was about deflecting from everything I was going through. Like I said, once it goes to YouTube, the first stage up on YouTube, I'm going to watch it again. So, like, I think, to be absolute honest with you, the first project where I ever felt like like, I'm hard to please. I'm my biggest critic. I'm very, like, me just never feel like nothing perfectly done or nothing right or whatever. Like, so I'm always just like, oh, God, that could have been better. I would reshoot the video them in my head and say, you know, that edit them could have changed this or da. So I stopped.
Okay.
After a while, I just stopped watching the videos. But I remember the first time when I saw my name on something that I was proud of was I obtained Prison Life video.
Wow.
And I saw it directed by Blingblang. Because I remember, like, the struggles of shooting that and how it came out, just like I said, like, those videos where it come out just like how I did see it in my head, write it up to the client, and then it end up edit and present like that, the end result look like that. I'm very proud of those projects. So the first time was when I saw a Prison Life video, and I was just like, oh, and then Prison Life had a message in it. You go over people's head still, because people are ready for them kind of message. They're like, I'm them figure they're not ready for them kind of something. So I was just like, all right, you go over people's head, but I'm so proud of how it turned out. I'm proud of the message, I'm proud of the storyline, and then the Blingblang stamp felt authentic for the first time ever. I remember I had some people, because at the time I was working with Octane, and I remember there were some guys around him, like my eyes with people critiquing my work and telling me, alright, this is not it or whatever. I remember he had some guys around him, and they were like, them always never see me as the director where Octane and Zuma see me, you know, them just say, okay, because you're name cool, that's why you should the video. But I remember when Prison Life was shot, and I remember one of them saying it, they were talking about me and they didn't even know that I was there. And I remember I was saying, oh, this is the first video chef I do, I'm feel like say yes, you're director. And I felt good, because me didn't feel so too. Like, I didn't do enough projects before that, but it was that, no, maybe that was the first project, like I said, it came out just like I had it in my head, and I remember Maja Bless did write the story for me, because that was the thing. I'm big on working with the youth in the inner city communities. I'm big on going back to my community. It's not that I don't like using actors per se, but I prefer to use real people, because I find that directing real people is more fun. Them excited, them nervous, it make the reactions and real and everything. And I remember I was doing work with my friend that lived in Tivoli at the time, Swaby, and he introduced me to Maja, and Maja is a really good writer. And I remember telling Maja what the idea that I wanted. And he wrote it out, and it was just like when me and him reason boards, and then the video came out like that, and I was just like, okay, so I felt like a director. That was the first time I feel like a director. And then when I shot Last Cartel Anywhere the video, like I couldn't even write directed by Blingblang, because that was the video. I said, okay, talk to me nice. Talk to me nice. Blingblang did it.
Yes.
So that was just like the videos that come out just like how I see them from the moment I hear the song. Those are the videos that I'm the proudest. I'm proud, you know, like now I can really accept the fact that I do good work, but there's just some projects that just really stand out to me, because it just like that's the exact way how the girl move, how the little picnic sit down on the tub, and the girl put the jacket over him shoulder, and then when it done, how it come out of the dream and look at what boxing, like that's everything. When I heard the song, that's exactly how I see. So certain projects that come out just like I see them in my head, it just teach me say your mind is powerful, and whatever, you have to really be conscious of your thoughts, because whatever you're producing in your mind, you can really produce in your life. So those projects, when we see the Blingblang on it, I'm like,
I'm that girl. Talk to me.
Right, and not even to be like a top tier artist or something, but certain projects just really do that for me.
Now because I remember looking at when you were doing headline for Front Page, and in one of the videos I think you had posted it where Joshi was there, and you were like, "Don't worry, I got this. It's gonna come out right. Don't worry about it." Do you find yourself like having to do that with new artists, or like the veterans in the game they just know you're gonna produce what you're gonna produce? Because you are who you are.
To be absolute honest with you, like I said, that is the only time that I will say the female card gets played. Like sometimes, like I remember there's certain artists that, certain artists them know. I think Joshi and Ritical never know about me before this project. They know the video, they know everything, but they like remember just like Ritical, I felt me and Ritical just like click after the project, because they know me, there's a reason, and they must say, BC, are you shoot them video like, yo, when you fucking in there, when you me the younger, you know, because me I do this 10 years. So he a little bit younger than me. And he was saying something to me and he's like, yo, you do that?
Wow.
And I was like, girl, do this.
Wow.
Yo, almost got sent. So they're never really familiar with me per se. They know the work, but not me. And then most people really did focus on directed by. So then they never know of me. But I work with some clients where them just never know about me before. Like, for example, a client that I don't know. Yeah, I think it's okay to call him name because we're telling the story already. Sham, I remember the first time, the first morning when we wake up and my friend Aisha realized, she called me and she said, Baby Sham wants your number. And Baby Sham left on my list, smell like at least 20 people where my cafe having a make catalog.
Bucket dreams, yeah.
And she called me like 6 o'clock one morning, I was sleeping. She said, Baby Sham wants your number, girl. And I'm like, huh? Wait, what? I remember it was New Year's Eve, they just come in and I wrote it on my list. Every year I write this list of people who want shooters this year. And Sham is, so Sham is on the list and Aisha called me and she said, Sham wants your number, girl. But for you? And I'm like, yeah, but what you want it for? She said, no, just call me and tell me say want your number because he knows me you're cool. And I'm like, alright, and then he loved me some Baby Sham, because come on, girl. Like, I don't think like road man, but
listen.
But, that's another Thursday way, but me love me some Sham still, from like a beginning.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, alright, Baby Sham, alright, let me hear what I say. And then remember Aisha, as Aisha hang up, like 2 days later, and called me, and he's like, Sasha Bling, and I'm like, hello? But the voice, they can't hide. I'm like, hello? So I was telling him the story about he's on my list and blah, blah, blah. And then he's like, well, that's good, because when you shoot a project for me, and Gracie said, you're the only person who can shoot it. And I was like, wait, who? It must say Spice. Spice said, you can shoot the video. You alone can shoot the video. Yeah. I'm like, wow, these people see me like this? Okay, alright. So he might tell me about the song and he tells me about it and we go ahead and him send me the song, I hear it. Of course, I love it because of the two of them and we can make it a thing.
Yeah.
And I remember we were sending the treatment, sending the budget and everything, I was happy about it. But he had this undertone thing where I'm big on energy, so we can pick up when somebody is a little bit hesitant about it. So in my little hesitation, I go and I say, alright, I have to prove to the money so I can shoot the video, Because even though I remember Sham not shooting video, this first video Sham was shooting like years. So he used to doing things a certain way. He used to, my method is totally different. Like veterans are used to something different from how I approach. I was with needs and experience.
Definitely.
So they're used to it differently. So him having reservations and whatever messy card, some other project here, but we see some effort and doing some again. And it's that one time when I just know so that project are mine and I just like figure out a way how to just like but for the male ego and around it till it end up that way happen. And remember when he come on set, when he came on the set, he was blown away. Like, you never did that expect.
Wow.
Like, you not expect that. Like, even though Spice recommend me and everything, because I did no project with that project or so with her before. So she loved the work clearly, I guess. So she, when he come on set, he never did expect all of that. And I remember just even saying it to him, like, Sham, like, the way I direct, because, like, I pride myself on that. I have a friend, she used to say, before she see me working, she used to say, I swear you was an IG director. Like, you just go by set and just do the most for Instagram. So I'm like, okay. So I remember having a conversation with Sham, and I was like, Sham, like, I'm not the director you're used to. I'm going to require you to give me the best of you today. And you must say, like, huh? Like, what do you mean? Like, I'm Sham, like, we got this over there. I'm like, no, I don't want you to give me regular Sham. This you've not shot a video in years. Like, I want you to give me Sham. Give me Baby Sham.
Baby Sham,
Sham.
Yo, like, sugar kid.
I remember just saying that to him and I could see his confidence change as we go along the day, as we go along and as we direct him and whatever. So it was one of the cases where I had to prove to him and I did, and I feel like when I was doing the Morgan Heritage Project, it was kind of like that too. I had to like show mojo.
Okay.
Like, okay, bro. I can do this. I got this. I know you're worried, but I got it. I got it. And that also was one of them projects that would just come out just exactly how we talk about it. So, so it's not a veteran versus a young artist thing, I just believe like some people just have them reservation. Can she really do it?
Yeah.
Like she write them big things. Like, can she really pull it off?
Yeah. Definitely.
It's like, I don't know if it's because I'm female or because me just talk big and move big and act big. So it's like you're worried if you can back me talk, basically.
Listen, I get that all the time when I do interviews. And it's like, you know, you get the some give promotion, some don't, right? And I'm like, you know what? Maybe they don't feel like I'm gonna do a good job or something. And after the
interviews, some people interview people and it's so lame.
Yeah, and after the interviews are done, I was like, well, damn, you did a great job. I said, oh, okay, thanks. But I'm one of those people that I believe in doing research, right? I don't just come here and sit here for 2 hours and not do my research before I sit here. I like to make sure when I'm talking to people, we can have a proper conversation and people are interested in, you know, in what's being heard. So I'm one of those people that I get what you're saying because I get it all the time. All the time I get it.
I did it to you, to be absolute 100% with you. When you asked me to do the interview, I didn't answer you until I listened to an interview with you, and it was the Bramsburg, and I actually started to listen to it. I was like, oh, okay, so she I did it, and I do it from an artist too, because like, what kind of manager would I be if we're just a flip just because somebody requests it?
Yeah.
So I never turned down an interview because you don't have enough numbers or whatever reason. I listened to you before, like if somebody reaches out and say, hey, I want to do an interview with the lead, you know, like make sure, like, I stalk people. Anytime, anybody, anything that I'm doing, if there's somebody who reach out to me and say, hey, I want to do some graphics for you or whatever, I'm going to your page and I'm stalking you. Okay. I've been following you from the Chanel time, and I've been just watching you, going to your pages. I just believe in doing that. Like, I'm not gonna just take myself and bring your energy around my energy. I want to see what kind of person you are.
Definitely.
Like, you know, all of that. I do that for the artists then too. You have to do that.
Yeah, I get it. Because whenever I get requests for interviews too, I always go to people's social media and I watch and see what they're doing, and then I make up my mind if I want to do it or not. I do the same thing. I do the same thing because I don't want, my platform is something that I don't want tainted.
You value it.
Yeah, I value what I do.
It's not for clothes.
Yes, and I don't do anything I don't love doing, just like you. If I don't want to do it, I'm not doing it. That's just who I am. So I can appreciate that. So thank you for telling me that. I appreciate it. Now,
I listened.
I know back in April, you had wanted to, get more into politics. Have you started anything? How is that going?
Politics, like I say, if you know me, you know this is my one saying. Politics is my final destination career-wise.
Okay.
It's all of this is for politics. Like even though, like I said, I fell in love with media when I started to go to school and everything. To starting MTI. Politics is a stepping stone. Everything I do is a stepping stone to politics. So for me, I changed, like when I was younger, I wanted to be the country's first finance minister, But when I got into entertainment, then it changed. I want that entertainment, youth, culture, and gender portfolio one day. So what better way? Most politicians are lawyers, doctors, under the crown, or whatever. What better way to get that portfolio than actually be a part of the culture, a part of the genre, a part of, just everything to get that portfolio. So
definitely,
all of that is for that. So everything you see me doing, like the way I keep myself, it's all intentional. Like we're trying not to be ratchet, just because, like I say, like I just have that thing. Like this is a stepping stone to politics. So I'm always working towards politics. One of the things I need to, I know I have to get back to the community, and because, like I said, I didn't have healing to do. I never want to go back to our country where we grew up, because, talk of the memories were dead and everything, but I feel like I'm ready to go back and just do what I need to do.
Definitely.
To start the journey. But politics is not like a tomorrow thing.
Yeah.
But all of this that I'm doing is for someday, and I'm the girl. If I tell you I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it.
Definitely.
Unless God
I believe you. I believe you. I definitely believe you. Now, Sasha, I just want to thank you so much for accepting this interview, for being open. Like, we got through a lot of things that I did not expect. But
me either. I've never had those conversations outside of my tiny little inner circle. So this It goes my
I'm
way
gonna pat
too.
myself on the back.
I'm grateful it was needed.
I'm gonna pat myself on the back because
You should. You have good energy, and maybe that's why the universe can be in the way. So like I say, you never know who at least will want.
Yeah.
We're about to do the same thing.
Definitely.
Where it just wants a safe space. So
definitely. Now, please let everybody know like what's upcoming for you, how they can get in touch with you, and basically, you know, I always say this on air every time. Like, people always feel as though when they reach out to an artist, a director, or whatever the case may be, it's always, they just throw their projects at you. There's never a conversation, right?
right.
So, let people know how it is, the best way to contact Sasha and the approach in contacting Sasha.
To be honest, I will check my DMs.
Okay.
But email, if it's for business, definitely email me. But if you just wanna reach out for the sake of reaching out, I will check my DMs. But once it's business, it's blingblang@gmail.com. Just to reach out. So probably you can't get me an email because we do have the email. The email is bombarded with a lot of requests on a daily basis. If you can't find me, just DM me, and then from there we take it to a more personal thing because I have to filter at the end of the day. Because remember, I manage artists and their fans want to get to them just cause. So I have to filter. I have to do filtering. So if you DM me at I am.blingblang, or you can email me, blingblangbwork@gmail.com, and we filter it through once it's something serious, no matter what, if a business or personal, once it's serious and it requires more conversation, then you can get my number directly. I'm more of a talk on the phone kind of person though.
Definitely. Now, I'm going to say this, right, and I'm putting this into the universe. I'm looking forward to talking to Danique again, okay?
Oh, I don't know why I thought you had this conversation, you and Danique talk in recent time. I don't know why I thought that, but you know, you're no all people, so that will definitely happen. And Danique will definitely get, she like I said, she's Gandhi, so you and her will have a nice conversation.
Definitely. But Bling, again, I'm so glad that you and baby girl are doing great.
Right.
I'm so happy that you're okay, that you're well. And again, thank you so much for accepting this interview to chat with me tonight. I so appreciate it. I learned a lot of things about you that I'm grateful for. Some things that I will take in myself and process and help me also deal with some things that I have to deal with too as well. So I'm grateful for this conversation. And please, don't be a stranger. You know I'm going to bother you anyway.
Yeah, you know, we talk all the time. At least. Alright.
So let everybody know what is upcoming. Like, what else should we be looking out for?
Alright, right. Okay, I'm sorry, but right now we're working on the side of Good Production because you know I manage the Zoom partner when it comes to management. But Good Production is actually a production, a record label. So we have productions coming out. We have the latest project that we're working on now that's coming out anytime soon because Zoom is very peculiar. So today I'm saying I'm gonna drop it tomorrow, the day, but then he find one reason to tweak it and everything. So I know you're listening, so I make sure to tell the people why. So he finds a reason to tweak it, change it, flip around this and that. But we're working on young generation rhythm now. We feature all of the young creme de la creme, top tier artists who we just feel like, you know, them deserve to be heard in this light. It's gonna be really good. We have Shania, we have Danique, we have TJ, we have Dashi, we have Rated Call, we have Skeng, we have, listen, everybody who is putting in the work, because at the end of the day, it's about that, like people who are genuinely putting in the work and not just saying, oh, we want to be a part of the industry just cause. Them back on the rhythm as young generation, on the young generation rhythm. So you guys can look out for that from Good Production. You know, so anything Zoom drop is a hit. Fire. It's not to brag,
it's
but
fire. It's just what
you know, it's gonna be good.
Yeah, definitely.
It's gonna be good. So we have visuals coming out for that, and also like the project itself that's coming. So you can look out for it on all major platforms.
Okay.
Any day now, Zoom. Any day now. Any day now. We're putting is out there, but yeah, that's coming. Like I said, I'm directing a few episodes with Chef Sipsa for this season of Cooking with Love.
Okay.
So right now we have Octane, we have Denique, we have Mano, which she's that big rapper from Brooklyn.
Yes.
We have the VP of Def Jam, Charlene Thomas. We're doing some episodes with Curvy Eva, me and Virgo, Sharon Burke, because love the people there. We have some politicians that we can't tell on yet until it's over. But we have some top tier politicians that are going to come out for this season. And of course on the Blingblang side, the work never done.
Yeah.
Like I just coming back out of COVID, so like I said, I had to put some projects off, but set life is truly my life. So I'm excited to go back on set, and just like I said, Young Generation project right now is what the visuals I'm working on in the near future. So just look out for that. Like as it relates to Blingblang, good production, and of course, Ayatine. Like I do his branding for his new project, the I Am Great album. So he's gonna be in New York on June 10th. You missed the last one, so make sure you see the other one. He's gonna be in Queens, June 10th. The project is on all major platforms. It's doing really good because this project, for me, it is truly I call it the sound of Ayatine. So when him go reggae and him talking mind and him talking truth in our music, their sorry video is out, so you guys can check that out. Like it's authentic. This is authentic new. It's all that music then do. But this project, when he say I am great, he really put himself into it. So you guys should check it out, give it a listen, support dancehall and reggae music.
Definitely.
Stop support the foreign music alone. Buy the music. Apple Audio Mac, everything they're Jamaican now. So jump on it. We need to start support with genre, support with culture, and stop cuss everybody else for eating off of it, because when people them do it, we're not supporting. So let's change active and go get it. I Am Great album out now. Denique featuring Ritical is coming on the Young Generation rhythm. It's a really dope song. She's putting her sexy on in it.
I can't wait.
So look out for the visuals for that. And we have so much work. Like the work don't stop.
Yeah,
but like I said, this time moving forward, I'm aware. I'm mindful, and I just gonna make sure on the say that the work moving forward.
Definitely. The June 10th, I'm gonna talk to you outside of this about that.
For sure.
I could do some promotion and all that kind of stuff with that. So we'll talk
for
outside of this.
For sure.
But I'll definitely be there. Since I missed the last one, I was on vacation.
I know, and that one was really good. That was really good. Spragga Mans was there. The Eat performed. It was dope.
I saw. But thank you so much, Sasha. Thank you.
Sorry. One thing, me a percentage in everything dancehall. There is the new brand in dancehall, the Bridge Official. Make sure someone to support it. Make sure someone to jump on the website and support it. Like it's not no joke thing. Like the Bridge Official, get it? All right. Thank you, Sasha.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you, and have an amazing night. And kiss the baby for me.
All right, you too, Mama. I appreciate you. Talk soon.
Bye.
All right, big up everybody that's listening. All right, bye.
Get with the fix, Michelle G.
Them a chop party, them a chop smart. Cryptocurrency, you know, see me start. Them a chop party, them a chop smart. Them a chop smart. Them a chop hard. Bitcoin, flipping money, so we do the line. Washing money, dirty money, we do the grind. Connection strong like a the Wi-Fi. Second now, live the poppy lifestyle. All of me and phone with couple white guys. I'm still also like me a white guy. The girl like rose up, me a my rice. What up with that flip, done. Sport on the yacht bridge, done. Walk on the trampoline,
oh my goodness, get with the fix, Michelle G. I appreciate you too, Bling. The first live that was going, I don't know, I think it got kicked out, and then I had to restart the Instagram live. But we are streaming on getwiththefix.net, getwiththefix.com, Metric Radio, Blaze Radio, Mighty Mix, Majestic, and Coffee Radio. Oh my gosh, like,
I think that's probably one of my longest interviews, and it was so amazing because we learned so much about Bling. I didn't expect for us to get into a lot of things that we did get into, so I'm happy that we did, because you know a lot of us are dealing with a lot of stuff, and being Caribbean, you know, those are not things that we process. Those are not things that we talk about. Hi, Carrie. Those are not things that we talk about. So it's great that this interview happened at the time that it happened. And I'm grateful for having an open conversation about a lot of the struggles that we deal with in this community, in our community. And it's always amazing. I love when women are just out here doing the gosh darn it thing. I can't say the other word. The gosh darn it thing, because we are powerful beings, and like Bling said, we're all at this. Most of us are getting to our stages of we're done being strong, we're done being all these things for other people, because when we fall, who got us? Nobody don't really got us. So I love that aspect of it, because that's where I am in my life right now. I'm done being strong. If I gotta snap at you, I'm gonna snap. If I gotta tell you leave me alone, I'm gonna tell you leave me alone. Like, it's about healing. It's the time for all of us to heal as a people. There's so much going on in the world. We're gonna get into all of that next week. There's so much going on in the world that on a daily basis it's hard to stay mentally sane. To even sometimes to even get out of bed in the morning, some people can't do it because it's like, oh my God, I gotta go deal with this again. But like Bling was saying, you know, she had to recognize that she needed therapy, and she went to therapy, and now she's able to process and know that she matters, that she comes first, that she has to take care of herself. Like I tell people all the time, like I buy shoes as self-care. I go to the nail salon and I sit there for hours without a complaint. For hours I sit at the nail salon to get my nails done. I do my hair. I buy expensive hair. You know, those things, because I'm like, if I'm not good, then I can't be good to anybody else around me, you know? And I'm a mom. You know, I have a teenage son who sometimes don't want to talk because he upset about something. Like today, he was upset that the fact that he wanted to get his hair braided a certain way. And I'm like, no, that's not what we gonna do. So when he got home, homeboy had a whole attitude. And I'm like, okay, well, if that's how you want to be, that's how you want to be. Like, I'm learning to not take on things that I shouldn't take on, even with my own kid. Just because we are going to burn out. And it's not cool to burn out. There's a lot of things around us, the air, the weather. You guys, if you're living in the United States, like it's May, almost June, and it's now getting warm outside. Like we've had weather up and down. It's been so depressing. But self-care is something that I think we need to start practicing more of. We can't be everything for everybody. We just have to start being for ourselves and telling people, no, I've learned to practice putting my phone on do not disturb. I won't turn it completely off because my mom, you know, she leaves early to go to work, and I need to make sure that, you know, if something happens, she's able to call or whatever the case may be. But I put certain people to get through to me because I know that, you know, if something happens, you know, for some people, I'm the first person that they call. So I have some people that's on my list that can get through to me. But I had to learn to put my phone on do not disturb, because I will be asleep and 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, my phone is going off. And I'm like, do people sleep? Like, and then you can't go back to sleep after that because now you're awake, dealing with somebody drama or stress or whatever they got going on. So self-care is something that we have got to start doing around here. I don't care how you get it done, but get your self-care together, because we just cannot walk around like everything is okay and everything is fine. And meanwhile, we're dying inside. We're dying inside. So let's start taking care of ourselves before we can start taking care of other people. Okay? Get with the fix, Michelle G. I am here on Wednesdays, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. This weekend is my graduation. I have my diploma on my wall. It's here. It's been here for a long time. But this weekend is my final walk across the stage. Some people call me doctor. Some people don't. Whatever it is what it is. But this weekend, I will post my link so that you can see me walking across the stage getting this doctoral degree. And I'm going to unblock some people as well, because some people need to see this. Get with the fix, Michelle G. Good night. Next week, we're going to have a conversation about Idonia. I have 2 interviews set up for next week. Let me see how both of them go. One may happen, one may not happen, but I'm not giving you guys who I'm interviewing next week. You'll see. Get with the fix. Michelle G, good night. Thank you, Sasha Bling. Shout out to all of my stations that broadcast Get With The Fix. Michelleg Radio, GetWithTheFix.net, that's me. GetWithTheFix.com, that's me. Blaze Radio, that's Fabian Song Tech. Michelleg Radio is all of the Michelleg Radio fellas, Tree Star, Kurt, the whole crew. Mighty Mix Entertainment, that's Adrian Dree, he's on here on Thursdays. Majestic, hi Sherwin, out of New York. And of course, Coffee Radio. Hi Keisha. Good night, y'all. Good night, good night, good night, good night, good night, good night.
I can't chat in your face, I make your space. You cold, oh you're so bad. I rush your bad to the goal where you have. I want the grip on the crew, when you sleep on your toe, man I'm bad. I want you move the body, let me love you. Let me want hold you, want touch you, and rub you. And it good now, me go down like shovel.
Don't get me a to the liquor when you pass. You're not about to what you're hungry and you're cross. So tell a girl how comes now. That's the ring, and your back broad. I gonna yak, and you know you wanna swipe, yeah. That's the ring, and your back broad.
Hi Yvette.
Take the runway.
Hi MIA.
What them real girl, muckle and take the runway. Muckle and take the runway. Yeah, you never jump a jail with no fucking. With girl a help and she ain't got nothing. Big Sunday she get up and eat muffin. She must never hear about Axel.
Speaking of Spice, like I just bought her luggage. Yo, Grace Nior, if I'm saying it right. Yo, the luggage is dope. I just bought the luggage because I wanted them, and it's bright yellow. You know, I like bright colors.
Body right there, them a eat to your cute and your body tight there. Then you make me your lifestyle. That's the ring, and your back broad. I gonna yak, and you know you wanna.
Don't say you're sorry, nobody apologize. So if I run once, run the twice. Don't need your friendship, leave us alone. Now we don't need your friendship. Can't take it already, you now get it again. You can't genuine, you're with us as your friend. We don't need your friendship, leave us alone. Now we don't need your friendship. Hey, them never the day yet when you need it. And when you take your last and feed it. That's why now me and me are free them. Cause them dead people and it's feeling. You not trust them again, that's right.
Just running through some songs. Get with the fix, Michelle G. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, happy birthday, this.
People talking about us every day. And I try hard to come myself for life, and they have so much to say.
This Sunday, I'm walking across that stage to get my degree. Get with the fix, Dr. Michelle G. What?
What where? I'll be there. Them I use them for try myself in relationship. I'll be there. Them want me to left you, but them not get them wish up. I'll be there. Tell them to love you, leave them can't stop your fame. I'll be there. All of them wanna mix up with them birthday. But me gonna just cheat and know you want them. What are them a friends? So them can't we don't name on the internet now. But them a free, but them a chat safe. But you can't pick up back now when you're that way. Them I
bring a nice long sleeve shirt. She bring a next in the spot it and run like a rocket. Cause from me about them the least blood. So don't feel it, cause we don't want the jacket.
We don't want a jacket.
But if a t-shirt and my jeans the rocket out, so I know the woman get the rocket. If I latex and your punch and me pocket, cause we don't want the jacket. We don't want the jacket. All you want to do is do no something. Just say I'm a day and you're down fine with me. If the jacket you can know it never.
Get with the fix, Michelle G. See y'all next Wednesday. Like I said, it's about self-care, people. Let's take care of ourselves.
Last week when we just get paid, me go one late night show with me girl and me heart she want stay. She know bad man don't play, but she still want come anyway. Me say my girl, Mount Everest you be climbing. Removing our reduction system, me you take and Valencia and you can carry on. Sharon, girl them a wine to be the man song. Cause them know me and the girl them hard. We are the prettiest thing right now anywhere for the girl, anywhere for the girl. So my girl welcome. So when no give me no catch up, is it the bathroom? It has a dance hall. Where they come from? Cause you boss me like a blue lagoon. So we lie down.
Good night, everybody. See y'all next Wednesday.
Get up, start wine up.
Thank you, Bling.
We know that you started. Go slow. Tick-tock, got them love. And then you started. Come over. I think on that door. She said, my wine, you me want them all it. Wine after wine. And you me want to call her sometime, baby. Time after time. My God, Mount Everest you be climbing. Removing our reduction system. You take and Valencia and you can carry on. Sharon, girl, them a wine to be the man song.